Hello YouTube family. Welcome to another episode of Frame 352, a quasi-skeptic's perspective on Bigfoot, and especially as it relates to the Patterson-Gimlin film, which, as I said before, I consider the gold standard of Bigfoot and how a Bigfoot should look. And if there is a Bigfoot, that's it. If there isn't, well, that's a whole other world of hurt. This episode is titled Calling Dr. Bigfoot, for no particular reason. The absolute lead wall of proof beyond all reasonable doubt is an actual corpus delicti, a Bigfoot body. We don't have one. Have we ever? Rick Dyer once traveled with his Bigfoot body, but apparently it didn't age well. "I think it's pretty convincing," said one patron at his traveling show stop in Houston, Texas. The man was one of hundreds lined up to see the refrigerated body under glass. When I was probably 9 or 10, there was a trailer at a carnival in Cerritos, California, near the college. To give away how long ago this might have been, the carnival took place on a vacant lot across the street from a dairy farm. There are no dairy farms or horse ranches or vast agricultural spaces in Cerritos or the neighboring cities of Los Angeles now. Lots of farms, gardens, horse ranches, cows. It's all freeway and housing tracts now. Well, getting back to Rick Dyer, from Wikipedia, upon further inspection it was confirmed that the corpse was in fact a costume stuffed with opossum roadkill, entrails, and slaughterhouse leftovers. According to Wikipedia, the same gentleman fabricated another hoax further down the road in 2012. This person is reported to have said, "I'm a joker, I play around, that's just me." So, we push that out of the way, that's off the table. On the other hand, on the other end of the enthusiast spectrum are the people who try to do the right thing. Unfortunately, for any profession, you're in a business that requires the existence of a thing or concept in order to market yourself. In many of my conversations, believers will eventually invoke the name Dr. Jeff Meldrum. Dr. Meldrum is a full professor of anatomy and anthropology at Idaho State University. His credentials and expertise in his field is not a matter of discussion here. But I do want to say that when you're called for expert witness testimony as to the existence of a thing, and mainly by those who assert the existence of the thing, you accrue attributes of typecasting. Even where Dr. Meldrum rejects evidence as flawed, he's sort of in the business of needing supporting evidence to make a living. Not that he couldn't be a professor of anatomy and anthropology without being in the Bigfoot business, but let's face it, how many other professors of anatomy and anthropology do you know? And why do you know them?
If your subscription count looks like a ghost town, you need Bigfoot's help. Hey there, internet explorers. Guess who we caught on camera today? Yep, the legend himself, Bigfoot. Turns out he's not just good at hide and seek, he's got a message for you. Oh, Bigfoot, the sign's the wrong way up. There we go. Much better. You heard the big guy? If you want more wild sightings, amazing adventures, and a peek into Bigfoot's top-secret forest fun, hit that subscribe button. And hey, if Bigfoot can take a break from his busy schedule of not being found, so what are you waiting for? Join the crew, and let's make some legendary memories together. Bigfoot out.
Well, those who believe in the existence of Bigfoot have a qualified ally on their hand. I've seen documentaries of Dr. Meldrum collecting footprint samples in the field. I wish I was there because it's really hard to get a raw, honest sense of what such a footprint must be like looking at them over the internet. I compare being a Bigfoot expert to an astrophysicist inferring the existence of dark matter when you only have light matter to observe. We're reduced to inferring the existence of Bigfoot from its wake. And that wake comes in the form of footprints, of course, and also primitive tree structures in the forest that are interpreted to be the handiwork of Bigfoot. And sometimes the howling and knocking and such noises coming from the forest are taken as indicators of Bigfoot. Also scat in tissue, which has never been compared to that of a Bigfoot. Why not? Because we don't really have one. A Bigfoot, that is. We've got lots of scat. If an honest person ever got a hold of one, living or otherwise, we would all know by now. I suspect that, like sales on roaster chickens, the world will never run out of Bigfoot footprints, or tree knocks, or broken trees leaning against each other in the woods. I'm just skeptical that we will ever have the actual item to know what we were talking about. Imagine being a Bigfoot psychologist. We live in an age where we can just about communicate with cetaceans and lower apes. No such thing is possible with Bigfoot at this time. Like I said in episode 1, I won't indulge in so-called whisperers and psychics. Those are unfalsifiable claims, meaning they are untestable and so not worthy of scientific inquiry. If we ever get a living specimen, there might be a chance that we could compare the claims of the psychics and whisperers against responses elicited by the subject. I'm sure we would put a lot of frauds out of business. As for me, I have thought about this. I've thought about this differently lately. The best photographic evidence, in my really, really unqualified opinion, is the Patterson-Gimlin film, especially frame 352. I see a lot in the face and draw many conclusions just from the face. If the creature in that film was real, that face was more than ape. I know it was supposed to be a female, and yes, I know humans are already apes. But don't be intellectually dishonest, you know what I mean. Did you ever see the Lensman cartoons? The character Peter Van Buskirk, while not strictly being a Bigfoot, was humanoid enough that you know it would be murder to shoot him. I feel the same way about that face in frame 352, that it's too close to man and too removed from animal to allow the hunting of it. If I ever came face to face with the creature, even if armed, I might let it go and not tell anyone that I saw it. To actually present the scientific community with incontrovertible proof would inevitably lead to its extinction, but not before being franchised. Can you imagine owning a piece of land and shooting a Bigfoot on it? You would never enjoy another day of peace, and certainly neither would the Bigfoot. Of all the eyewitness testimony I respect, and there is some that I respect, and even with the PG creature, it seems Bigfoot doesn't want to interact with us. I think it may be just smart enough to see what we've done to its world, and unlike other creatures suffering habitat loss, like the American bison, for instance, that tosses us like a beanbag only because we got too close. This one creature of all creatures enjoys the distinction of throwing things at us and trying to tip our cars over in anger, not instinct. Those are my quasi-skeptical interjections of the day. Please return for more probing perspective in future episodes, coming soon to a theater near you. Thank you.